Good morning, everyone. Suzanne Taylor King here for another Friday live episode of Unlock Your Way with STK. And I am really excited to bring you another total stranger that I admire from LinkedIn. So, full transparency, we've never had a conversation before except the 5 minutes before this show. And you're going to understand what a genius Nick Graz is. He's a sales coach. He incorporates AI into sales and events. And Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you for bringing me here, and thank you for opportunity to I actually speak today with you on the topic which I love the most.
Yeah.
This is sales, and greetings to all your audience across all the platforms.
Yeah, I love it. And what initially attracted me to what you say is how you're using and have adapted in this age of AI. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you do?
Absolutely. Well, I'm in the business even before all these trends happen, and
Mhm.
I'm using this entrepreneurial lifestyle even long before the biggest pandemic. So I have been seeing how the people behaved before, how the people behaved during the pandemic, and now
Mhm.
after. And one of the things which I would share right now with audience is that I can separate them in three separate categories. So all the people who were doing entrepreneurship and especially any sort of sales. Let's be
Mhm.
honest, we are selling daily. If I tell
Yes.
you let's do
Yeah.
a podcast, I sold you my idea. If you tell me, Nick, let's go grab a burgers in the Burger King, you
Yeah.
sold me on your idea. We are selling no matter of are we exchanging the money. We can sell the ideas, we can say
Yeah.
opinions and everything else. And people before pandemic were pretty much in the era of big fishes and small fishes, which
Mm.
means that people who were having very big and large teams, marketing teams, sales teams, they were always winning our trust.
Yeah.
And this is the key point of every single conversation, communication,
Yeah.
deal, opportunity to make the business. It's based on the trust. So big teams were always winning. During the COVID, happened a lot of uncertainty. It brought a lot of uncertainty in the people not knowing what's going on to happen tomorrow, and everybody realized that online world do not suffer. It keeps rolling and slightly skyrocketing. For people
Yes.
who follow the stocks market, they could see that Zoom was incredibly growing in this period of time, and Netflix as well, and other online platforms. And this time brought us not anymore big and small fish, but
Mhm.
something what I call fast and slow fish. Somebody
Yeah.
who could fastly make an offer and make that pitch would win, no matter that
Mm.
somebody else who is just slightly late have even better offer or better pitch. There was no chance to win because people were rushing and the market was crazy for selling and buying. Back that time, I was in the world number one infected country in China and the world number two infected city, Wenzhou, and I experienced pandemic from the epicenter of pandemic. I was leading my business, and this was one of the best year for us in sales because we were selling in
Wow.
that time physical items. So I'm not only coming from digital world. We were selling food and beverages all across China, and this was the best period of time to sell. As soon as you make offer, you could sell it simply because of a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Now, after that, this time repealed a lot of bad offers, bad pitches. A lot of people burned out. A lot of people realized that this is not just naive game. I pay the money and I'm gonna succeed with somebody's offer. There is requesting a lot of dedication, a lot of work, a lot of discipline on the first place. And
Mhm.
now we are in that time where AI is pretty much shaking market. And I
Yeah.
have very, very probably even unpopular opinion about it
Mhm.
because I'll shortly break it down to people who listen better understand me. AI came and everybody start using it without any control, without any
Yes.
policies, without any law understanding, without any ability to we question it. We simply take it and that's it.
Yeah.
ChatGPT said, Claude said, Grok
Yeah.
said. Come on, let's wait a second here. Uh, we know that For example, cryptocurrencies are also at the very beginning very decentralized. And now, if I
Mhm.
say that they're centralized, people would tell me, come on, you're talking crazy stuff. They're not. They're fully centralized. I live in Spain right now. When you go to withdraw Bitcoin on the ATM machine, you have to put your ID so that you withdraw your cash. So everybody knows that this is your wallet, this is your address, and so 100% traceable item
Mhm.
and became completely centralized. The same is going to happen with AI.
Yes.
That's why we in Sales Lab in my company we are not using AI in the way where we can face complaints, in the way where we can face some law obstacles and problems. We
Mhm.
are using it in human behavioral science. And here we come to the point of your question. The
Yeah.
sales system which I'm doing, it's called EPDQ, Empathy Probe Disarming Questioning Method, which
Ooh,
helps
okay.
people, which helps people through normal human communication, at
Mhm.
least very honest and based on the principles on human behavioral science, come to that sale without being salesy, peachy, without trying hardly to make that sale. Because I always say that people who do not trust or do not believe to their own
Mm.
product, they're very sales and PG. So that's
Yes.
how we are using it. We use AI right now in the sources of human behavioral science. That's my answer on your question.
Well, number one, anybody listening to that is going to understand why that resonated with me. I'm a huge AI fan. I use it every day. I use it in numerous different systems and processes in my business, some automation, some other things. But it's the human interaction with me that makes the sale. And it also is what attracts people to what I do. And I would argue that your frame of thinking about AI is honestly refreshing in the space because it's rare for somebody to say, "Well, look, let's use AI to magnify what we're already doing." And sales is such a human process and it's such a
Absolutely.
connected process. So if somebody doesn't know you, like you, trust you, they're never gonna buy from you, especially if it's over $100, $200. So how did how did this happen for you? I mean, I can't believe you were living in China at the time
Yeah.
of COVID. That sounds horrible. But at the same time, it probably helped you work a little bit extra and see the need for what you're doing now.
Yeah, I will actually give you a little bit of background story. I
Yeah.
came to China in 2016, not even knowing what will I do, but I had a friend
Mhm,
over there who was doing some sort of educational
mhm,
jobs, and I came there with the idea to make more money. It was very hard period of time for me and my family. I
mhm,
lost my father. I was only 24 years old, and I was still not finishing my studies. So in that moment, when all family expenses, my brother lifestyle and his studies, my mother, and all
mhm,
our bills came to my back, I needed to find a rapid solution. So literally 40 days around after my father died, I flew to China from Serbia, where I'm living and I was born originally.
mhm,
And I came to unknown place. For around 2 years, I was doing businesses in the way that I have been employed. I was working for educational companies in a management sphere, speaking very fairly English language, and that time not very good. Probably like disclaimer here: my grammar may still be out of the
No,
rules, guys. So
you're doing
yeah,
really well, really well.
excuse me for that. And by recent meeting with people, as I'm very communicative and talk active, like people can see over here,
Mhm,
I met a people who can speak Serbian language. For me, this was like very rare. This is like you find a needle in the stack of hay, and I didn't understand where this comes from. And they told me we are importing wine from Serbia and
mm,
we're selling it here. And they show me the selling price back that time, $10, knowing that this wine in Serbia costs just $1 a bottle, and it's one of
wow.
not that very representative wine brands,
Mhm,
because I lived there and I knew it, I was very shocked. And they told me like, yeah, you can help us sell this. And this was like first connection between me and sales in online space. I didn't understood at that moment how can I sell that, but
Mhm.
I went back to principles and I said, okay, as a teenager, as a child, I used to help my mother because I grew up on a farm. We used to sell on the open market all type of vegetables, all type of fruits, even animals, and even uh, items which we produce, like fruit preserves, like vegetable items, salads, and so on. I know how to sell. There
Mhm.
must be pretty much similarity between those sales and these sales here. This is wine, still very
Yeah.
connected to food. Let me try. I started simply by opening my social media network WeChat in that time in China, which is number one social media in China, which is closed. You cannot add friends who don't know you. You guys need to know each other's phone number or QR code to have to add each other. And I
Okay.
started making advertisements and selling those bottles. Simply in around 3 months span, I could make more money than I was making in the place where I was working for the salary. And
Wow.
just so that people understand, we're speaking about a couple of $1,000s a month. And then I realized this is a business opportunity, and I started digging myself how can I enroll into that business. Long story short, around a year after, I ended up having two companies in China. I still have them today. I ended up importing from Europe high and precious food and beverages, which are high style. We're speaking
Mhm.
about cheeses with truffles, very high exclusive wines, and everything. This used to be sold over the social media in China.
Wow.
Uh, and this is how I discovered sales and marketing on the social media first time ever. We
Mm.
skyrocketed that business to around $800,000 in sales in around 3.5 years. We was having the best year ever in 2021, which was over $200,000 in sales. And for me, this was all shocking, and this was very new. And guys, when I tell you those numbers, I'm not saying these numbers to I brag about myself. I'm telling you that I wasn't ready for them because
Yeah.
I remember 2020. I was sitting on the sofa and googling what does it mean entrepreneur. I was on that level, so to be understand, okay. And it takes time to you come from the shoes of working 9 to 5 until you enroll into this business.
Mhm.
When it comes to China lifestyle, and I was living there for almost 7 years, it's completely different than any social media like we know today and we work on today, like Facebook, LinkedIn, like I'm also working as well on Instagram and so on. And everything changed with AI coming in. But people need to understand one thing very deeply, and this is that every single solution creates another problem, and when every single solution come to the place, it creates even more jobs, because this is simply going in the past. Like, think about next, the first sale ever happened when some human in the cave offered to some other human piece of rock in exchange for piece of meat or
Yeah.
whatever item it was.
Yeah.
And this was still based on some trust and on
Mhm.
value, and on value where the person who was exchanging perceived the value in item and his need right now for that item.
Right. Right.
From that moment, we are speaking about probably first human on the planet Earth. Until today, the principles never changed. We'll still buy on our feeling and on our perceived value. What
Yes.
does it mean? To break it down a little bit easier, you can have the best product in the world for the best possible price in the world. If
Mhm.
I, as a prospect, do not understand its value and do not have its need right now, you can pitch me until next year. I will still not pull my credit card
Yes.
and pay for that. So
Yes.
all of you guys who think like, oh my God, AI came now, AI will sell instead of me. No, it will not.
Mhm.
AI will ruin more personal brands due to disconnection of human to human touch than anything else in the previous spaces, which was using like
Mm.
automations or softwares and everything, because we
Yeah.
still buy from personal brands. And this is
Um,
where human psychology will very hardly change. AI can
yeah.
help a lot.
But now, question
Go
there.
ahead.
Do you do you see how it's going to make the human connection piece even more valuable moving forward.
For sure, because my personal opinion doesn't mean that I'm 100% right, but based on this, that I was speaking with people who made tens of millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars in the marketing world, and people who are truly and deeply into AI, way deeper than me. They're selling their own softwares based on AI.
Mhm.
We are all agreeing to the point that, like before AI, the number
Mhm.
one asset was probably attention. People were
Yeah.
trying to grab attention by dancing, pointing with fingers, coming up with different videos on social media platforms just to grab that attention.
Mhm.
Now we're probably somewhere even with need of trust through the real human to human connection, and as well attention, because this is still, we're still living in a very noisy and distractive world. But
Yes.
let's be also very honest. AI can finish something what humans cannot finish in huge amount of time.
Mhm.
So can accelerate, can help a lot, can magnify the volume, and what is the most important is can sharp who pitch, help you with nailing down offer, niching down marketplace, being more precise, being less fluffy in your messaging, in your ways to sell, in your pitches. And this is exactly where we see huge change, because what
Yes.
we are right now in online space, we are specialized in creating online events, sales events for high entrepreneurs. Those are webinars, 3 day, 5 day challenges. And we see that AI can dramatically help in sending the right message, in sending right way of pitch, psychologically oriented, so that people understand, presenting real values, not speaking about deliverabilities or some other bonuses of the offers. So it's a win-win
Mhm.
situation, but we still have to put some filter and to filtrate information we're getting in.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree because I see the difference. I've been doing online events, live events with me or, with me and someone else for at least 5 or 6 years. And within the past year, me infusing AI to help me with the invitations, the emails, the descriptions, based on all the things you mentioned, all the psychology that goes behind invitations, events. I think this is such an important distinction. If you don't understand your buyer's psychology, you can't possibly sell to them. And I have to know I have two ideal clients. Well, same ideal client, but they're at different stages of business. And if I don't understand how they're feeling, what their problems are, and then have an event based on that, uh, I'm going to invite thousands of people and have two people show up. The difference now is I can invite 300 people and have 100 people show up, which is great numbers in the online space because I'm
Absolutely,
being
yeah.
so much more specific, targeted, and the language has improved so much through the help of AI understanding my ideal client.
100%. And when it comes to understanding ideal client, I always remember the story of Steve J. Larson. He's one of the first people I ever learned something in online space
Mhm.
from his courses when he was working in the water company, asking his boss, okay, but who is ideal client for this water company? And the boss said, what do you mean? Everybody drinks water.
Yeah,
And this is the story which always pop up in my head when I hear about
I
ideal
love
client.
this story. Yeah.
Absolutely. AI can help really in that, and not only targeting them demographically or psychographically or I don't know by their vehicle, but also uh, one of the things which people who are in sales very well understand and the others maybe not, is that it's way different when you pitch a female prospect and when you pitch a male prospect. Because when you pitch a female prospect, female by their psychology and already a state are emotional being, where
Mhm.
male it's way more logical and logically thinking. We do sell, and we do buy based on our emotions. And I will just briefly here bring one story.
Yeah.
Imagine if you, to most of us happen probably, that we love something so much. And let's now imagine the person who loves so much Nike shoes, and he collects and saves money for the special Nike model. And when he collects exact sum of money, he run and go to buy that shoes. And if he see that these shoes are even on discount, he's pouring the money, taking the shoes, even knowing that tomorrow he's broke or she's broke. If
Mhm.
somebody asks why you did so, their answer, it's 99% of time, but I love them, they was now on discount. What does it mean? I love them means emotion, right?
Yeah.
So that's how people mostly make their decisions and their purchases. When it comes to this, we have to understand it better. So one small advice to everybody who is listening to us: when you think about how the best to pitch my offer, ask any of AI tool, drill with them, and also think about whom do you pitch, male or female, because they
Mhm.
differently resonate, and you cannot be that sharp with a female prospect like you can be with a male prospect, because it simply creates some distance. But all in all, yes, with looking for our ideal clients and addressing the message to our ideal clients, AI can help tremendously, simply because it collected all the informations from past, and now with a little bit brainstorming, you as a human with help of AI can come to the almost perfect message, which most of
Yeah.
the times works very well.
Well, I love what you said because for years as a business coach, I didn't understand before AI, I didn't understand why I was so much more successful with my male clients, from attracting to selling to, I mean, they just understood what I was doing at a whole different level than my female clients. And I'll say it was about 75-25,
That's
75% male
interesting.
clients. It was so interesting to me to really, oh, I think it's because I am very direct. I don't lead with emotion. You'll never see me cry. You'll never see me get upset. I might be upset, but you're not going to see it in my content, in my persona. And it was so fascinating to me to tap into the more emotional side of my ideal client, because it made me remember when I was that person, when I was the struggling entrepreneur and didn't understand. And I just asked myself simple questions every day. How am I going to do this? How am I going to make a sale? How am I going to do this? And I wasn't asking the right question back then. And when I finally understood the female buyer better, it started to even out the male to female ratio with my entrepreneur clients. So
That's
it's
interesting.
really, really fascinating to
That's a
understand that.
culture. That's a good journey.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to mention also one more thing here, and this
Yeah.
is that when it comes to sales, by all statistics, by all entrepreneurs, females are way better in sales than men. So kudos to you girls.
Hmm.
You're doing amazing job. Yeah, that's by all statistics in sales and by all of us entrepreneurs who discuss and who see the results for sure.
Wow. Wow. And do you think it's because we're already tapped into the emotion? We just need to learn how to let that out a little bit, and we understand emotion
I,
sometimes a
I
little bit better.
I think I think so. I think so because um, there is one thing which separates the best selling person from black belt selling person. Black belt, I'm
Mhm.
calling those people who are absolutely amazing,
Mhm.
and this is charisma.
Yeah.
When I was speaking to Mark Bowden, if you guys don't know, type in the Google Mark Bowden, you will see nonverbal communication coach, one of the people who even coached Donald Trump.
Mhm.
He taught me one very good thing, and this is that charisma is something what probably can be learned. It's not proven that it cannot be, but it's something what come within us. It's our own ability to transfer that energy even not being in the same room, even having this camera and just
Yeah.
being in front of the camera. Where
Yeah.
I think that females are always way better because they're imitating simply whatever they feel. If they're feeling sad, you can clearly see that they're feeling sad. But if men feel sad, maybe he's just grumpy, maybe he's normal, maybe that's his normal
Mhm.
posture, maybe this, maybe that. By female, they imitate. So once they learn that charisma in sales, that's why they're way better in sales than men, simply
Yeah.
because this is natural feeling and there is no competition about that.
Well, everyone, I want to take 2 seconds to acknowledge I talk about charisma and confidence all the time. And the fact that you just mentioned that is amazing to me. Um, so thank you for mentioning that. I do
You're
think you can
welcome.
teach it. I do think you can teach it. But I will say that the practice of having conversations with people, and being able to, match their energy or encourage their energy. And if I'm passionate about something or someone, the vibration of that conversation goes up. Some people
Absolutely.
say, "Oh, Sue, it's not a problem for you because you know how to talk to everyone." And I will say that it was 20 years of practice in my previous career that showed me. I had appointments in my previous career every hour on the hour with a new person. So you have to connect, build rapport, have them trust you, blah, blah, blah. And the ability to do that over and over and over and over all day long for 20 years is transferable into the online space.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What skills for you were transferable into that online space when you first started? What did that look like?
Several, and I will answer that question just shortly, touching that point of you speaking about charisma and confidence.
Mhm.
Confidence for me definitely comes from the past results, but we
Yes.
have to be we have to be very careful in that, because together with confidence comes one thing which Ryan Holiday speaks so much about, and this is ego.
Yeah.
And in the moment when confidence collide with ego, we are failing. Simply because it's
Mhm.
very hard to stay grounded and down to earth and to admit that you, as a human, no matter of your past results, still can make mistakes. I
Yes.
have been sitting together and speaking on my podcast with people who were making anywhere from $10 million to hundreds of millions of dollars. And one of the things which we were speaking mostly behind the cameras is that they're even today struggling, being extremely confident, not having any ego, still saying, okay,
Mhm.
no matter that you're younger than me, I want to listen to you. No matter
Yeah.
that you have less results than me, I want to hear you. No
Yeah.
matter that you haven't made your million and I made mine, I really want to hear your idea. You deserve the cup of tea. You deserve these 5 minutes or
Mhm.
whatever. And this is very, very important to everybody understand. And I just wanted to mention it. When it comes to confidence, confidence also comes from the amount of your knowledge.
Mm.
And this knowledge, I don't mean only knowledge you open the book and you read. I mean the real implementation, because it comes from mindset. In my opinion, 80% of any entrepreneurial lifestyle, it's mindset, and it's based on how do you think, how you do you form your thoughts, and how do you make your decisions.
Mhm.
One of the things which was very hard for me to transform from living in Serbia on a farm and doing entrepreneurship is to change the way how I make my decisions. And I will now please everybody to listen this very carefully, because I guarantee it will be worthy of your couple of minutes of your time. My mom, being a mom who is leading two boys on a farm, and my father, who was working abroad and giving some support with money consistently in our lifestyle, created in themselves a shoes of scarcity, where
Mhm.
they make from those shoes decision based on money. They choose, is this costing us too much or too less? Can we afford it or not? And I was programmed until 24 to
Mhm.
make my decisions based on money. What does it mean? I would choose transportation, I would choose the cheapest one. I will look for air tickets, I would choose the last one because they're the cheapest, even though the most inconvenient, and that later taxi will cost me way more money. My decision is made previously based on the price. I
Yes.
was using this mindset and mentality in most of decisions. When I started doing entrepreneurship and when I started my first sales, I realized that I have to change that. And the first thing I changed is that I'm making my decision based on their quality and outcome. Are they good or bad for me? No
Yeah.
matter how much they will cost me, I completely exclude the price. I'm looking like, is this good for me or not? Then when it comes to the price, if there is an obstacle that I cannot afford it, I'm not disqualifying this decision. I'm still looking for a solution. How can I afford it? This
Love
is
that.
one of the model which changed for me. Now when you ask me the
Mhm.
question, what did I implement from selling physical products and from this entrepreneurial lifestyle here on social media? Another thing is values. For most of the people, leadership on the social media, it's almost non-existing.
Mm.
People nowadays, thanks to social media, as soon as they have some sort of business, some sort of income, they put CEO, founder,
Mhm.
whatever other CFO or whatever title they put to themselves, not fully understanding these roles.
Mhm.
Uh, my opinion is that for myself, what I mirrored are, let's say, values based on that whatever I do, I have to stick to certain principles and to certain values. How do I do it in my business? Which means that every single mistake happen in my team. I'm working with team of people. It's
Mm.
not their mistake. It's not his or her mistake. It's my mistake. Simply because I gave a trust to those people to work for me, simply like somebody who bought my offer gave a trust to me to work for them. So
Yeah.
it's extreme ownership. That's number one. Number two is that there is no hard selling. We're a sales company. As soon as somebody says sales, the first perception is, oh my God, they're going to take my money. They're going
Yeah.
to use some magic to tell me some beautiful words and
Uh-huh.
to take my money. And I will tell you where this comes from. Comes from us listening consistently. Their sales, they're trying to scam me, they're trying to pitch
Mm.
me, they're trying to this.
Mm.
There is nothing bad about that, guys. We are daily selling, and that's perfect. And thanks God it's like that. Otherwise, I would not have this shirt or this microphone, or, yeah, right?
Yeah.
But on the other side, in order to I pay my bills and my life, I have to sell too, right? And to
Mhm.
help somebody sell better. But no hard sales. If somebody say no, you have to have predisposition to understand that every single
Mm.
sale is 50-50,
Yeah.
simply because there are so many things which lead to that. I love the sentence that rich people buy and do not ask questions, and poor people buy and they keep asking questions. But we have to understand
Mm.
that somebody maybe gave you the last money to put in that business, and he wants to make it work and he really worries.
Mhm.
Humans understanding is on such a high level. Now we live in the period of time where everybody wants fast decision, fast money, fast success, and nobody has time to wait. It
Mm.
cannot be all like that. Yes, money
Yeah.
do love speed, but there is something behind the money, and this is relationship, this is friendship, this is what would happen if you tomorrow change that business and meet that person on the
Mhm.
street, right?
Yeah.
So those are some of the elements which I modeled. And one of the elements which I also modeled from my previous business to digital business nowadays, it's understanding and never showing desperation. What do I want to say by that? I am being pitched daily. Sometimes people do not understand
Same.
on which level I am and what am I doing, and they're pitching me offers which are long time behind me.
Yes.
Sometimes they're pitching me some very good offers, and if I don't answer in the certain moment, people start sending the message. Have you seen my message? Facebook don't work.
Yes.
They're not
Yes.
replying me. Relax, guys. It's all fine. If somebody haven't seen your message, probably somebody is busy. we all have our life, our families, and
Mhm.
everything else. On the other side, it all depends how much of based knowledge,
Mm.
trust, relationship we have to somebody that rapidly answer to your message. And one more thing, it's understanding. If somebody wants to do something, give them space. Right now, we are working with only several clients per year, simply because our offer goes from $25,000 above. We are making
Mhm.
high events for high entrepreneurs, for people who
Yeah.
are having followings of millions of followers. And we never chase them in the way of, hey, we send you the link. Have you paid? No, no. Firstly, we're not sending the link. We're sending invoices. We're receiving the money through the traditional bank transfers. And second of all, those events are sometimes scheduled. They're paid, let's say in August, an event is
Mhm.
scheduled in October. And that's absolutely fine. Simply because such a thing takes time. People are
Yeah.
busy, and those are some of the things which I modeled from previous business, and I see that people still struggle a lot.
Mm.
Everybody wants right now, the promises are so high: 3 weeks to succeed, 5 weeks to succeed, 30 days to succeed, money back guarantees. This all depends. This depends on your audience. This depends how well you were communicating with your audience before. And this depends actually how your audience is aligned with your offer. And those guarantees are very much new, and they're coming from these scarcity shoes, and don't like them. And yeah, there are probably definitely some others, but mostly this kind of leadership stuffs and the values is something what I model from previous business.
Yeah, I resonate with that because I my longest sales cycle was about 8 years. 8 years,
Wow, that's
um,
nice.
from meeting the person to them signing up to work with me. So it really became the more expensive your offer, somebody will buy something for $27 online, never met you, they read something and they buy it. But most of my clients are much, much higher offers. I would say over $5,000. And when you're talking an investment, 5,000, 25,000, $100,000, that is a longer sales cycle. There's more conversation, there's more relationship involved. And AI can bring you more people. It can make you more visible, more popular. But when it comes to more expensive offers, don't you think the more you charge, the more human interaction is required?
It is absolutely because that's my opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm 100% right.
Right,
Somebody
right.
can very much
Yeah.
argue with that, and I'm fine with that. But I want to tell you that I have been last year in the program, which first they paid $7,500, and after that also some amount of money. Probably in total was around $20,000.
Mhm.
And how this happened? It happened simply because the entrepreneur whose offer I joined, I know from 2022. So it
Mm.
took me around 3 years of listening to him, consuming his stuffs, consuming his emails, where I
Yes.
finally clicked and said, "That's it." Not because I'm a hard buyer, and not because I didn't believe on the first place, simply
Mhm.
because I wasn't ready for that. Even though
Correct.
that with money I might be ready to pay that offer and to go into that offer, maybe by my audience, social
Mhm.
media presence, personal brand, impact, and this is very important. And so many people, I realize, they do not measure their impact in social
Yeah,
media world, and they
yeah,
just hop to the offers with a hope I gonna now crash it. No, you will not, because if your impact on your audience it's very low or very big and deeply damaged, you cannot crash it even if Russell Branson jump in and start typing your content, simply because you previously didn't establish that famous and multiple time repeated know, like, and trust. So
yeah,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The buying cycle now it's probably shorter with AI, and people easier buy, and they need just a little bit of time to understand the offer and to buy. People are now very well educated. As soon as they see funnel, they just scroll it down and look for the price.
yeah.
But on the other side, you have to know that these impulse purchases, they work for low ticket sales. For high ticket sales, they still require a lot of storytelling, a lot of. Here is an example. Alex Hormozy recently made, I think, $108 million from his
Yeah.
third book in sales. But what nobody see is that Alex Hormozy, for years, I think maybe 5, maybe even more years,
Hmm.
he was working behind the stage, nobody knowing for him. He's a great
Yes.
friend, Dean Graziosi. They sat together. Dean said to him, "You should go online." He said, "Why should I go online? What will I tell to people?" He said, "You must try. You can sell online as well."
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy opened social media network and created the most famous sentence: "My name is Alex Hormozy and I have nothing to sell you." Why
Yeah.
he was doing that? He was building foundation years ahead to
Yes.
2025, where it comes that everybody knows him, trusts him, like him, maybe even dislike him, but want to buy from him because in the first place knows him. And this is his impact. He measured his impact. In the moment when his impact was on the peak, he sold that book. Now, will he ever repeat such a success? We'll see. My opinion, probably no. Probably this is like now happen, and every next time he will need to come up with different ways. He will
Hmm.
of course sell millions of dollars on his events, but probably never like what he did right now, because
Yeah.
everything aligned and his impact on people were very high. So also people have to understand that however buying cycle very much shrank, still you
Mhm.
have to measure your daily impact. And when I say that, maybe people don't understand, they will ask, how do you measure it? Simply create some post on social media and see how many people commented, how many comments are honest, how many are AI comments just for engagement. How many of those people who comment you can communicate with them and go back in DM and say, "Hey, I saw you wrote me this and that, why do you think so?" How
Yeah.
many honest conversations you can have. And then you can see, this what I'm talking is just like collecting, and it's scratch my back, scratch your back, mutual support on the social media. Or a, I'm really having an impact on some small cycle of people, and I can eventually change their life. Let me make live event. Let me make some webinar. Let me sell. Okay, I love webinars. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is something what people also have to pay very big attention on.
Yeah, I agree. I totally analyzed, that success that Alex had with that launch. And for me, it wasn't the product, it was the method of doing it. And, all the things that came before that were so, so important in the success of that thing. And, something else you said, that the buying cycle, could be shorter for low ticket, high ticket, it's a little bit longer. Really important message for all of the coaches and entrepreneurs in the online space. Stop changing your offers. I was guilty of
Yeah.
that for years. Oh, that offer didn't sell. Let me reinvent something and sell something else. And every time I did that, you're starting over. You're starting over with oh, I know what Sue does. I know what Nick does. And then, okay, well, now I'm ready to buy. Well, I was changing my offers every 3 to 6 months based on how much I was selling without realizing that, well, you're starting over with the audience again. And I think this
Yeah.
is really important to remember, whether it's low ticket or high ticket, stop changing your offers. Consistency in how you show up is so important with building.
Absolutely. One of the things which I like from Myron Golden, where he said the rule of one offer, one social media, one
Yes.
platform, one
Mhm.
selling method, and 1 year. And I support that, even though I have
Yes.
multiple social media platforms.
Yeah.
But the thing is that everybody should understand that you to be
Mhm.
unique, it's not possible. It's zero possibility in that nowadays, because as soon as you came up with something unique, the
Yeah.
next day somebody else will model the thing which you're doing. On another
Exactly.
side, where everybody is hopping in right now in AI, remember next, people will create red ocean. For everybody who never know this methodology, find the book Blue Ocean Strategy. It's unbelievable book, hard for reading but very good for
Mhm.
understanding the market. But it's hard for reading, you will need time and to underline a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
At least it was for me. But here is the thing, they will create fierce competition, and then everybody will fight with prices. And nowadays you have people who sell for a couple of bucks or $100 some chat GPTs and prompts. This will all go to history, simply because AI companies are improving their tools. And it's true, AI will open so many jobs, like AI prompter. This will be very, very, very probably very popular occupancy for people and work. On the other side, there will be some others, like, for example, AI regulations, AI implementation engineer. There will be some others people like who will probably do the quality control with AI. But such a stuffs like AI prompt, it's so basic. And this, even AI companies will improve by the time, so this will not be so deeply needed, because AI understanding today, it's way higher than in 2023. But on the other side, stick to one offer and always try to polish your message, because your message sells. If your message resonates with people resonates with your offer very easy, simply because the message you send, it resonates. And one more thing is that sometimes people try to think like, oh my god, so many people are doing that, I will not do that. That's very wrong opinion. I know so many people who do the same offer like I'm doing, and I still can do it very successfully, and I still can sell it very well, and I still can have very renovated clients, which deeply speaks about that every single offer has its own buyer. But work on your messaging and work on your audience, and do not change your offer. Because one of my, I can say, good friends, and I can even say better mentor, Damon Burton, it's over 20 years in SEO. And he's doing SEO where people nowadays speaking to him, this is dead. Man, ChatGPT came, Claude came, AI came, SEO, it's dead. On another side, he's having clients like Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson. Do you really guys think that such a big giants will pour the money into something what is dying? No. Simply, he's doing one thing, one offer, one social media platform, and nail it down, and that's why he's extremely successful. Greetings for him, by the way. But he's a great example where he get completely deaf for the noise and completely straight to. And also, if you guys check his content, he's speaking three stuffs. He's speaking his family, he's speaking what he's doing, and he's from time to time giving some advices. And he's not involving himself in AI, not throwing rocks on AI, not pricing AI. He's simply on his path. So one of the things which I learned from him is, I'm keeping my path. I love the events. I'm doing events, and that's it. No changes. Just maybe the message can be changed, and audience always keep the same. And this is probably the good path for having normal and successful business, whatever success means to each of us.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you,
Nick. This has been amazing. Thank you so much. It's rare. You have such a depth of knowledge in this space. I'm so glad I reached out to you. Look forward to more conversations. How can my listeners best support you? Where can they find you?
They can find me on social medias like Facebook and LinkedIn, and we're probably one of the last brand who is opening Instagram. We're just starting using Instagram, Nick Graz. Over the LinkedIn we are using very actively. I'm not all the time there, but I'm checking the messages. I'm having assistants who are working on LinkedIn and Facebook, but I'm that one who is in Messenger always. And yeah, like, they can find me there. They can grab some piece of advice. They can take something take away for them. And one of the things which I will say, it's like, next, I'm never charging for a question to give you answer. And if I know something and if I can help you something, you will not get pitched. You're probably not even my ideal client. Probably there is nothing what we can work together. But I'm very happy to give you advice, because one thing I learned is that whenever I reached out to very high people, to people who are even my friends today, like, for example, Brian Proctor, Damon Burton, Joe Vitale, or anybody else, they were happy to answer me. They were happy to give me their best answer back. And I learned from that answer way faster and way more than I will learn from books or from searching over the internet for hours and hours. Don't hesitate to ask questions. That's the most important part. And if you want to be friends, you're very welcome. I'm always giving some free advices, some free stuffs. And yeah, you can
Yeah.
check also my podcast on the YouTube, Nick Graz, and there you can hear other people on the show. And that's it. Like,
I love it. Thank you
as
so
as
much.
as Alex Hormozy said, like, I have nothing to sell you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being,
You're very welcome. Thank you.
one of those people. Uh, I love it, and I look forward to paying that forward even more in my business, as I'm sure you do. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you so much. Thank you.